Hey guys, my name is Amanda. Welcome back to my channel. And today I'm giving you guys everything you need to know before you go to college. College 101. I'm a junior at the University of Central Florida. When it came to my college application process and college admission process, I was left pretty alone. None of the advisors at my high school really knew much, so I had to figure out a lot by myself, and I'm here to share with you guys everything I know about college. A lot of the information I'm going to be giving is going to be curated to Florida specifically, but I'm sure a lot of other states have programs just like this, and that the advice I'm about to give you is universal. I do want to go ahead and give you guys my stats just so you guys have a general idea. This was always helpful for me whenever I was watching these videos, and so you do what you want with this information. I had a 4.4 weighted GPA, a 3.4 unweighted GPA. I got a 1,150 on my SATs. I was the president and founder of the film club at my high school. I was the vice president of the Women of Tomorrow club. I was historian of the drama club, and I had over 100 hours of community service. Now, while you're in high school, I recommend you take as many AP, ACE, dual enrollment, or college credit classes as you can. The harder you work in high school, the more you're going to benefit in college. The more college classes you take in high school, the more money you're going to be saving in the future as well. I got my college tuition paid for through Bright Futures. Bright Futures is a program offered in the state of Florida, which offers you paid tuition if you qualify through the ACE diploma or SAT or ACT scores. I got Bright Futures through the ACE diploma, which means I took 7 ACE exams and passed all of them. Or you can also get Bright Futures through your SAT or ACT scores. So if you meet a specific qualification with a certain amount of community service hours and a GPA, then you can also qualify for Bright Futures. There are other states that offer the ACE program and ACE diploma, so make sure to look through your school or ask any of your advisors to see if they offer something like that. Before you apply to college, it is completely fine to not know what major you want to go in. I applied to college as undecided, and then I switched my major. Switching your major is super easy to do, so you don't have to stress about it. It's completely normal to switch, so don't be discouraged by anybody to apply as undecided if you are undecided. A quick little tip as you're applying: a lot of colleges will ask you to pay for an application fee or an acceptance fee. Most of these universities will waive it if you received free or reduced lunch or were able to take your SAT for free. Just send in your SAT waiver and you get to save a couple $100. I had to pay an acceptance fee when I got into UCF. It was, I think, $300. I sent them a picture of my SAT waiver and they waived the $300 fee that I had to pay. Community college. I do want to talk about community college real quick. Don't let anybody tell you that if you go to a community college, you're like lesser than, or you're dumber. That is complete garbage. The fact that you're willing to go and further your education, no matter what school it is enough. Your intelligence and your capability aren't measured by the school you go to. That's a fact. So what's the difference between a community college and a four-year university? In a college, you're gonna be receiving your AA degree, Associate of Arts or Science, I don't know. That is the next available degree after a high school diploma. Now, in a four-year university, you would be receiving your AA degree and then going on to complete your bachelor's degree. Your bachelor's degree is your specified degree, so it could be in business management, film, or engineering. So what I recommend to most people is that you do your first 2 years, you get your AA degree in a community college, and then transfer over for your bachelor's degree into a four-year university. This way you save a lot more money than you would have if you would have jumped directly into a four-year university. The way I see it, in a four-year university, you're paying for the experience, the parties, the dorm life, the people you'll meet, trying new things, the football games, the studying sessions. In terms of academics, I honestly think that depends on the professors more than anything else. So how do you know which university is right for you? Some of the things to look at that are very important when it comes to deciding is the location, the diversity, the academic status, and honestly, the overall vibe. I recommend to anybody, if you can tour your school before actually committing to it, I recommend you do that. I had visited UCF when I did a tour in high school, and honestly, I could tell it was the school for me.
So about a month ago, I got a comment asking me how I got into UCF and what I did that made them interested. And although I already gave you guys my stats, I don't think that's the reason I got accepted into UCF. On the UCF application on Common App, one of the questions is, why UCF? I told them the story of when I toured their school and I rode around the scooters for like 3 hours. And I made a comparison to the scooters being a metaphor for my freedom that I would acquire when I came to college. Honestly, my best piece of work in my opinion.
Is college actually harder than high school? I do want to start off by saying that high school experiences have a tendency of being very different as well. I went to a school that offered a lot of college credit level classes. That was essentially the curriculum I was under through most of my high school years. And I would honestly say that I don't think college is harder than high school. Obviously, this depends on your major, but I think the hardest part about college is time management. The reason college is hard is not necessarily because of the curriculum and the work. It's more because you're literally out on your own and you're experiencing your life, and you also have homework. So it's kind of just... And in college, you do also have to kind of carve out time to specifically study for classes and stuff like that. So it is mainly time management that's the problem. So I wouldn't say it's harder than high school. Don't kill yourself over getting A's. Unless you're going to graduate school after, your GPA does not matter anymore. You just need to pass. Rate My Professor is an amazing resource for you to check. The college professor is what you're looking for, is an amazing way to know what to expect before starting classes. It's also really important to go to office hours. It's not a bad idea to form a relationship with your professors so you can network with them in the future. Don't buy any of the textbooks until you're told specifically to do so. Trust me, you're going to be saving a lot of money. Most classes don't even use their textbooks. In terms of what materials to bring to class, I always recommend bringing your laptop or an iPad, but for my math classes, I do tend to bring a notebook. Chegg is also an amazing resource. A really good idea is to split it between your friends so that you don't have to pay the whole thing for yourself. Be realistic with how you're setting up your classes. If you know you can't wake up at 7 a.m. to take philosophy, then don't schedule yourself at 7 a.m. for philosophy. I learned from my mistakes after my first semester when I scheduled all of my classes super early and then ended up going to none of my classes. For your schedule, it's super important to talk to an advisor. At orientation, usually they have advising appointments, so that's where you would schedule an appointment with your advisor and talk about your schedule for the semester. They're the people that you need to speak to in order to be on track for your major, so it's super important to go to all those meetings and speak to your advisor regularly. Your syllabus tells you exactly what you need to expect from this class and what's expected of you. It'll tell you how many assignments, how much each assignments are worth, whether attendance is mandatory or it isn't, whether they'll drop a couple of exams or not. All of this information is super, super crucial. I kid you not, the syllabus is your key to success in college. A great way to help with your time management and organization in general is this website called Notion. It is my lifesaver. If you guys want a Notion tutorial, I'm more than happy to share. I love Notion. I've had a lot of people ask me whether I recommend living in a dorm or in an apartment, and I have to say, for your freshman year, I think dorm life is probably your best option and your most fun option as well. In terms of my dorm experience, I had a suite style dorm, so I had my own kitchen, my own room, and I shared a bathroom with one other person. I obviously recommend that style of apartment the most. There are multiple dorm layouts, so keep that in mind when you're looking at housing and stuff. If you want to get an idea of what the dorms look like, I have a dorm tour video up here that you guys can check out. Having a ton of communication between your roommates is honestly the best advice I can give you. You have to remember that you're living with people who come from different places, have different cultures, and it's completely normal for them not to be your best friend. But having a good, healthy line of communication, especially when you're either going to be sharing a room with them, sharing a bathroom, just sharing a space in general, just clean after yourself and talk whenever there's a problem. problem. But if there ever is a problem that can't be solved through communication, then your RA, which is your resident assistant, is who you would go to if you have any problems like that. It's their job to handle those type of issues, and if there's any way to solve it, they're the ones who know how. When it comes to finding your classes, maps are your best friend. You're gonna meet a lot of people in college, and not all of them are gonna stick. A lot of people ask if it's hard to make friends, and I'm not gonna lie to you guys. It kind of is. You do have to go out of your way to talk to people and to see them consistently to actually become friends. Clubs are an amazing way to make friends and talk to people who have similar interests as you. And classes is also pretty easy. And my school offers a bunch of really awesome, really fun events all the time. So the opportunities to make friends are there. It really all depends on you and how much you want to make friends. If you're feeling frisky, you can always go up to people and just start having a conversation with them. Everybody is very friendly in college. I'm a firm believer that you shouldn't be doing something that you don't want to do. So when it comes to partying, if you're not in that party, clubbing, drinking life, that is completely fine, and there's 100% a space for you in the college life, in the college community. If you are the party people life, I have a couple of things I need to tell you guys. That little thing, that thing you hear about like in movies and stuff, get it. It's an investment. Trust me, it'll be a benefit. Never go out by yourself. Never leave drinks unattended. Bring your pepper spray, your tasers if you have to. Do whatever you need to do to feel safe and be safe. I've personally never had any negative experiences, thankfully. I did want to add a little part about Greek life, even though I'm not a part of Greek life. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you guys it isn't a cult. It is. If you are financially stable enough to join Greek life, then by all means do it if it's something you want to be a part of. I do kind of want to give out a warning that these frats and sororities, they're known to peer pressure and haze their peers, and so if you are, unfortunately okay with those experiences, then go ahead. The way I see it, you're paying for friends, which honestly, if I had the money, I'd probably do, because that really sounds like a trip. Like, I'm gonna tell you guys exactly what I paid for the years that I was dorming in UCF. In fall 2021, I paid $2,601 for 4 classes, and for housing, I paid $3,085. In total, I paid about $5,000. So I hope that gives you guys a general idea of how much you would be paying. I hope this video helped you guys out in any way. I've been watching college videos since I was literally like in 8th grade. If you guys have any more questions, let me know. I'd be happy to do any more college related videos. Bye. See you guys in the next video.